Hello? It is 1:15 a.m. and this girl got confused about the time and said, "Is it Thursday yet?" And she decided she wanted to come tonight. We came in here an hour ago and she was 5 centimeters. Now she's already at 6, so it's going fast.
Alright.
I don't know where to look at. I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at the lens.
I will.
Love you, babe.
I've been waiting for.
It's some nonsense. You taking a video of me? Look, Board is vlogging. Sierra, I'm about to. Hey y'all, this is crazy right now. I'm 8 centimeters dilated. When I came in, I was already at 5 centimeters. They immediately gave me the epidural IV. And now I'm on oxygen because the baby's heart rate is going up and down. So we're at 8 right now. Things are moving very fast. I was not supposed to be here until Thursday, but this is what happened. So yeah, my fiance's holding the camera and she should be here in the next couple hours. So yeah, I'm just talking while I can. There's her bassinet in the back where she's gonna be. And I'm okay. I'm gonna try to get some rest. They've been coming in like every 10 minutes because the heart rate is up and down. So fingers crossed everything goes well. We're doing really well right now. Do you have anything you want to say to the camera?
Bye.
Bye, guys. So here I am, day after I had my last sonogram, guys, and I'm here in the hospital. I was supposed to get induced on Thursday, and right after my appointment on Monday, I went into labor in the evening, and she was not supposed to come, but she did. She came Tuesday morning, June the 17th, and yeah, she's here. She's in the bassinet right there. All bundled up and beautiful. My lunch just came and I'm gonna try eating. I had a very light breakfast this morning, just some oatmeal and some granola, and now my nurse says I can eat a little bit heavier today, so I'm going to try that out. And yeah, hopefully everything goes well. Here's my lunch. A whole bacon cheeseburger, that's crazy.
So tired.
Who's tired, you or her?
All three.
Hey guys, so today is day 3 since I gave birth, and a lot has happened, and I haven't picked up my camera because for most of it I just wanted to be in the moment and I didn't want to be talking on camera, and then for the other half of it I was just in a lot of different pains and trying to figure out what was going on with my body. So yeah, but she's here and she's healthy and happy. So cute. So right now they've been having me on some medication for gas. They've been having me on pain management because I ended up having to have an emergency C-section, which I'm going to talk about maybe in another video. And they have us on schedule with her feedings, which my fiance has been a champ with. He's been keeping a record of all her feedings. I've been out for the count, so I have not been looking at anything really. I've just been in pain and in bed, but now I'm trying to walk around, and I'm also trying to get my milk to come in because it hasn't come in as yet. So but this morning I'm having a lot of cramping. We've started doing some latching. This morning I'm gonna do some pumping, and then again I'm gonna walk around the unit. I'm able to leave the room and walk around, so I'm gonna do that after breakfast, I think, today. We're all here. Everybody is happy, healthy. We made it. We're a little sleepy, but that's a given. There's Papa and baby. Looking very sleepy. I will pick up the camera again when there's any major updates, but as of right now, we're doing okay. So yeah. Right now it is 8:39 in the morning. Baby just had her milk and she's resting now. There she is, guys. My gosh, I can't believe it. Papa just left to get himself cleaned up back at home. He also took some of the stuff that we had in the room that we didn't really need here. Stuff basically that we just grabbed when the emergency was happening and we ended up like not needing it. He's taking it back home because I'm gonna stay for one more night and then tomorrow we're gonna be leaving here. So all the stuff that we don't need is going back home. And then also Lucy Ann, our dog, is being puppy sat by her aunties and he's going to take some extra food over to them today and just check on her and give her some love and let her know that we didn't abandon her because she's been in our minds. And then he's gonna be coming back. And they just bought my breakfast, so I'm gonna have some breakfast. And my fiance has been logging all of her feedings since we've been here. And so I just gave her her 7 o'clock feeding and she had, looks like 31 milliliters for breakfast. So her next feeding is gonna be in another 2 hours and I'll be ready for that too. We've also been logging all of the times that she's pooped or peed, and then these are all of her milk logs. And when the nurses come around, they usually ask us about how she's eating and how she's pooping and peeing, just to make sure that she's on the right track. And she is. I decided to stay for one more night just because I feel like I need some more pain management. And also my milk hasn't come in yet. So I've been working with the lactation nurse here to help me out with that. So one more night, I think we're gonna be good. And then we're taking her home.
Secrets we tell each other. Come out one at a time.
You almost got it. You got it, you got it. I think that's the best it's gonna get, to be honest. Because even the onesie fit like that. Yay!
No photography, no photography, no photography. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We're just being what.
Yay! We're going home now.
My daughter's face.
We're going home now.
Dad walk.
The dad walk.
All on board a taxi?
Yes. My dad put this up.
Baby.
Yeah, for the board, baby, that's right.
I was like, oh my gosh! Oh, that is so cute. Wow, what? What's going on in here? Wow, look at all the diapers.
I was here yesterday. All this today?
Yeah, this morning.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. We're just being what we're made of. And it comes out quiet between the times we speak, between the times we think we know we're right, between the times.
So guys, I have been a new mommy for 3 weeks now. She's home, she's healthy, she's doing very, very well. She's already filling out in weight. She's kept us awake at night. But yeah, she's here, I'm a mom. I'm home alone today. My fiance had work today. He's gonna be gone all day and it's just gonna be the two of us. And so far, it's going pretty well. My older sister came over last night and showed me how to use the swaddles that she gifted me. And thanks to that, the baby slept like all night. She really liked the swaddle. She wasn't up until like 5 this morning. Usually she has at least one wake up around midnight. She didn't wake up. She was totally comfortable and happy in her swaddle. So yeah, we had a really good night last night. But this morning she's woken up and she's very hungry. So we're just getting through a couple of feedings right now. I'm just so happy. Like, I can't stop looking at her. I'm like, still can't really believe that she's mine, but she is. So I just put baby girl down to sleep. She's having a quick nap. It's probably gonna be very short because she did not finish her milk. So I'm expecting her to wake up any moment now. She's already kind of stirring around in there, so I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. So again, I am 3 weeks postpartum. Baby is doing so well, and we're just so happy to have her here, finally. So I wanted to sit down really quickly and talk a bit about my birth story because, of course, nothing went to plan, nothing. My hope was that I was going to have a vaginal birth. I was totally planning on an epidural. It was not going to be 100% natural, and we had a date for an induction, but the baby actually ended up coming the same day as my last appointment. I had gotten checked out by the doctor earlier in the day, and the OB told me nothing was happening. I wasn't having any contractions or any weird pains that morning. He said the baby was still very high up, and so we went through with an induction date for later that week. But the same evening, I went into labor. So I started having contractions. I was literally at home playing video games. I was playing Sims on my computer. Okay, I love playing Sims, and I was super relaxed. Actually, when I went home, I cleaned like the whole house in preparation for the induction that was gonna happen later in the week. I started cleaning. I told my fiance that we would have to do errands, like run errands later in the week, do some grocery shopping. We didn't get to do any of that. By the time I started feeling my first contractions, it was around 8 p.m. I had my doctor's appointment earlier in the day around 10 or 11. So between 11 o'clock in the morning and 8, things were happening in my body and I wasn't even aware of it until it was happening. I felt the contraction pain, and it was very different from the Braxton Hicks that I had been getting for the last couple of weeks before then. My eyes felt like they were gonna pop out of my head. Like, the pain was just so indescribably shocking. It wasn't anything that like I don't feel that like I couldn't handle, but at one point it was so painful that I was like on my hands and knees on the floor to get through it. And I didn't know at the time, but by the time I had gotten to the hospital, I was already 5 centimeters dilated. So I was already fully in labor at home and had no idea until I got to 5 centimeters, and that's when the pain really started to kick in for me. I was so thankful because my fiance worked that day and he left earlier than he was expecting to leave, and literally as he came through the door, I was telling him like we needed to go. So I'm just so thankful that that worked out the way that it did, because I have no idea how I would have gotten myself to the hospital otherwise. So we got to the hospital, they checked me out. I was 5 centimeters, so they automatically just offered me the epidural. I took it. The lady who did my epidural, y'all, I was so annoyed. Like, I know you get annoyed when things are happening while you're in labor, but the way that she was issuing my epidural was ridiculous, and it took way longer than it needed to. But I digress. We got the epidural. After the epidural, I was phenomenal. I was doing so well. My fiance, I think he took a clip of me laying down in the bed. When I had the epidural, I was on cloud 9. Like, I was totally fine. I wasn't feeling any pains. They gave me some oxygen and everything was good. Everything was great. In about 2 hours, I was at 7 centimeters, and this is when things started to go wrong. The nurses came in. It was like a big team of nurses. They all rushed into the room around me at the 7 centimeter mark, and they told me that they needed to check the baby because heart rate was dropping. So they had me turn in different positions on the bed. They had me laid to the right, they had me laid to the left, they had me on all fours at one point, and they got the heart rate up. I labored again for like another hour. After another hour, I got to like 8 centimeters dilated, and then the same thing happened again. Baby's heart rate dropped. The whole team of nurses rushed in. They had me turning in different positions. They got her heart rate back up and we were back to laboring. So I was really happy about that. Got to 9 centimeters after about another hour or two. At this point, it was like closing in on midnight, maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning. They sat me up this time because they said, okay, we're at 9 centimeters, but the baby is still kind of high up. So we're gonna sit you up in this like sitting position. They called it like the Queen's throne because I was literally sat up like I was sitting in a throne. They said they were just waiting for gravity to do its thing, and once baby drops, we're gonna start pushing. And I was so excited, guys, because I don't know if you remember me saying this in another pregnancy vlog. Every woman in my family has had a C-section. Every woman, my sister, my mother, my aunts, my grandmothers, everybody has had a C-section, and I wanted to be the person that didn't have to go through that. So I was so excited when they sat me up. They brought the lights down from the ceiling, you know, so they could see what's going on. They told me we're just waiting on baby to drop down. And once she dropped down, we were gonna get to pushing. Like legs were gonna go up in the little stirrups they had set up and we were gonna start pushing. Unfortunately, I would say like 30 minutes after they sat me up, the team rushed in again, all the nurses. And they were like, we need you to lay down immediately. We're gonna get you laying down. Baby's heart rate is low. We need to check out what's going on. So they laid me down from the sitting position that I was in. Checked the heart rate. It was the lowest it had been at the time. And so they tried the positions again, laid me to the right, laid me to the left. Then they tried to get me on all fours, but at this point, my epidural was doing its thing and I couldn't even feel my legs. So the team had to help me get into a position for me to be on all fours on the bed. I'm just hoping to get the baby's heart rate back up in any kind of way. But unfortunately, it didn't go up. It was staying at this very low rate that was looking a little dangerous. At that point, they called the doctor in. The doctor came in. He looked at the monitor for like 2 seconds and was just like, no, bring her to the back, bring her to the back. And I didn't know what was going on at the time. I was a little bit disoriented. They pulled everything off of the walls. My fiance said they were struggling with pulling things off of the walls. And then once they did get everything and they had all of my IV lines intact, they literally dragged me out of the room like so fast. I didn't even have time to process what exactly was happening until I saw the drapes going up and they just told me straight up, you're having a C-section. It's an emergency C-section. We have to do this. The baby's heart rate is dangerously low and we can't wait a moment longer. Yeah, I ended up having a C-section at 9 centimeters. I was so close to 10. You have to be at 10 centimeters to start pushing. I was so close to 10, so close in fact that they sat me up and I didn't make it. So that was a major disappointment for me, I must say. I was very, very disappointed. Right now, I'm still recovering from the C-section. I still haven't really been able to see my scars because I'm still swollen in my abdomen area and the C-section cut is super, super low. So I haven't been able to see what it's looking like. But yeah, I'm still recovering. It's still a little painful and tender down there. And yeah, it was just really disappointing. Entire pregnancy, I was prepping specifically to have this vaginal birth and yeah, it just didn't happen for me that way. So I stayed in the hospital longer than I thought I was going to be in the hospital, obviously because I had a C-section and you usually stay a little longer. So baby was born on a Tuesday and I didn't leave the hospital till Friday. Around the clock, they came in, they checked me, they checked baby, they kept me on a pain management schedule. So I always had something, whether it was Tylenol or ibuprofen. They always kept me drugged up, which I really appreciated because the first couple of days was rough. Especially because I feel like a lot of recovery has to do with your mental, and mentally I did not prepare myself to have a C-section, so it really did affect me, and I still feel like it's kind of affecting my recovery process. My fiance stayed with me the entire time. If he did leave the hospital, it was because he went home to check on the dog. The dog was actually being puppy sat by my sisters the entire time we were in the hospital, so he would just go back over to their house and give them any extra food or anything else that they needed for her and then come right back to the hospital. She's waking up. Okay? It's okay. Okay, mama. Come. Want to see your milk? Take this blanket off. Let me give her a pamper change, actually. I think she need a pamper change. Okay, so baby is down for a nap. Back to what I was talking about. Sorry, Lucy is out and she's gonna be in the business as usual. Birth didn't go to plan, and afterwards, when the nurses were coming through, I also had a lactation nurse coming in to try to get me to start breastfeeding, and that didn't go to plan either. I was really hoping to be breastfeeding exclusively, or for the most part, doing more breastfeeding than bottle feeding, like formula feed, but my breast milk just never came through the way that it should have come through. I was producing milk, but not enough to fill up a bottle. And I was pumping, I was doing latching. In the hospital, we were doing skin to skin. When I came home, I was doing some skin to skin. And I was getting the sensation like I should be producing milk, but when it came time to actually pump, when I was pumping, I was getting hardly any output. I wasn't even getting like an ounce of milk. I was getting just a few milliliters. That was disappointing. Basically, nothing has gone to plan in that sense of like what I thought I would be doing. I thought I was going to have a vaginal birth. I thought I was going to be breastfeeding. And in a few ways, I've been feeling a little bit like I'm having some symptoms of postpartum depression. I'm not all too sure. Some people say that it could be baby blues in the first couple of weeks, and baby blues can turn into postpartum depression. I have been feeling just a little bit disappointed with myself, a little bit down, and feeling like I'm not doing the best that I can, which a lot of people say is normal feelings to have as a first-time mom. But just with things not really going exactly the way that I planned it, and my mental not really being 100% after having a C-section, it's been rough. The recovery has been a little bit difficult over the past 3 weeks, and I'm not gonna lie about that. When it comes to the baby in general, I don't feel nervous about carrying a baby around or doing feedings or changings. I don't feel like I have to be overly cautious with that. I'm an aunt, and I've been an aunt for 10 years, and I used to watch my nieces and nephews around the clock, and then I also have a younger sister. I used to watch her. So I have experience with babies, and I don't feel like nervous in that sense. But when it comes to me and the things that I planned, like for my birthing plan and for my afterbirth plan, now that we're in the what they call the fourth trimester, a lot of things just haven't gone my way or gone as I wanted them to, as I always imagined that they would. And it's been really disappointing in some ways. It's been a little sad and a little depressing. I was very, very sad about not being able to breastfeed. I still am. And so, yeah, it's just been a lot of getting through that mental stuff, as well as still not feeling 100% like myself. Obviously, I've gained weight after being pregnant, which is gonna happen. I have dropped some weight since I gave birth, but I'm still not anywhere close to the weight and the size that I was before birth, and that's obviously gonna take some time to get back to. I'm still very swollen after the procedure. Obviously, a C-section is cutting through 7 layers of your body, and you're not going to just feel better overnight, and it is going to take a few weeks to heal. It's a major procedure, so I'm not pushing myself too hard, but at the same time, mentally, I still wasn't prepared for this recovery stage, and so it has been more difficult than usual. But other than that, everything has been really good. Baby's nursery is in full effect. We have been totally prepared when it comes to diapers, wipes, formula. Now that we have to purchase it, has been coming in regularly. I've been getting home deliveries, so we are totally stocked up with formula. All of the little gadgets are now being used, like the bottle warmer that my sister gave me. The baby right now is having a nap in the swing that my sister gave me, and her little bassinet, I'm using it, and it's just nice to have her here. We've been waiting for her, and she's here. And she's in her home, and she's alive and healthy and just doing so well. She's already had 2 doctor's appointments, and at both she's passed all of her reflex tests and her weight requirements. She's gaining weight perfectly. I'm just looking at her because she's moving around already. I think she's waking up from her little cat nap. But anyways, she's doing great with all her tests. She's healthy, she's happy. She's here in our home, and we love her so much. I love her so much. Even though I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, I'm showering like every other day. I'm still in some pain. Everything that I've been through over these past 9 months and beyond has been so incredibly worth it. Like, I can't say that enough. Even the emergency C-section and being scared through that, just being cut open when I was not anticipating that or, you know, ready for it. Would I do it again? Of course I would do it again. Like, seeing her here is just like so rewarding. I can't even like tell you guys. I'm sure you understand. It's just nice. It's really nice finally having her here. And I'm happy and I'm so proud of her. She's already gonna be a month next week. And by the end of this month of July, she's supposed to be getting all her shots. So we'll be able to go out and have a lot of fun and do new things, experience new things. Her grandmother in Norway is supposed to be coming next month in August to see her. And so we'll be able to do lots of fun stuff outside with her. I'm looking forward to having those moments more than anything else. So, yeah.
Secrets we tell each other